Welcome back to another episode of Realationshitz, where we talk about real shit in relationships. I am your husband.
And I am your wife.
How you doing, wife?
I am doing good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Can't complain. First episode was out the way. We did it.
Yay!
I don't know how many views we got on it now, but we got some good responses from people, not only just through the video itself, but like social media, put out a little post and clips. Got a good response. Honestly, we just trying to do this for like a group of friends that we know. If it goes beyond that, great. But best part is not really having expectations for it.
Yep, I personally expected like 10 people to see it.
And I'm cool with 10 people as well.
I was fine with that.
So for us to get the support from friends and even random people that we don't even know like that, it's cool. It's cool. So one thing I wanted to talk about, I saw that we talked briefly on, but I wanted to kind of save it for the podcast, is something that Gabrielle Union said, which is my girl. Like,
he loves Gabrielle Union.
I love me some Gabrielle Union. And when I found out that she was marrying Dwayne Wade, I was like, this is perfect.
That's also his favorite person.
Favorite basketball player. He's just icon to me. So, not to say I was like backing her up, but the caption was like, Gabrielle Union says she felt comfortable with cheating on her first husband since she paid the bills. I felt that. I ain't agreeing with it, but I felt that. And this is why. It's because I look at it from perspective of control. Like, she controlled everything.
Just to clarify, I disagreed 100% with what she said.
Me too. I disagree.
Nope, I didn't see it. I didn't feel that statement at all. I disagree.
My stance on the statement is I get it.
I don't.
Okay, this is how I get it. Because from a point of view of I control the household, I make my own money, there's a level of confidence that comes with you. Like, especially as a woman to a man, I feel like, me personally, I feel like that she was like, I mean, this nigga ain't about to take half. I don't think he got the gargantuan balls to say, I want half. Even if he was to say, I want half, fine, I make more money anyway. So it's a level of comfortability knowing like I can go out, work, do whatever I want on the side, come back home and still everything be in place because I run the ship.
I feel like if that was your thinking in your relationship, then you shouldn't have been in a relationship. And more so because you know that you're in control of the relationship by financial means, people don't understand that financial abuse is a thing, just like emotional abuse, physical abuse, all of that. So the fact that she's saying she was comfortable, and this is by no means demeaning her or tearing her down, this is my personal opinion of the situation. Not. Be quiet. So I feel like we were in that situation where I made more money than you, I took care of the house, all of that. I still wouldn't feel comfortable cheating on him. Like, if this is the person that I'm building a life with, if this is the person that I'm meant to be with long term, why would I damage my relationship just because I'm in financial control of my household? That don't make sense to me. And also, if I really truly loved him, which I do, I wouldn't want to be with nobody else anyway. Like, what's the point? Like, okay, we were in a tough situation. Like, yeah, you make more money than him, whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. But as a partner, you're supposed to pick your partner up. You're supposed to help them gauge their goals and help them strive for more. At least be equal, like something. And people fail to realize just because you make more money than somebody doesn't mean that they're not providing just as much as you are. So, like, whenever, let's say, for example, right now, if I were to make $1 million a year, right? Let's just say that. And he is a stay-at-home husband. If I'm working and I'm bringing home the bacon and he is a stay-at-home husband, I'm expecting him to provide the comforts of home. So I'm expecting him to clean. I'm expecting him to cook. I'm expecting him to do all the things that he can do while he's at home and provide me with comfort. If I have to make $1 million a year and he not making no money and he not taking care of the house, we don't need to be together.
Shit. And that's probably why, not to say that was a thing, but there's probably levels to it, and it's Hollywood, man. Hollywood weird. So she's out there surrounding herself, probably playing roles where there is a guy who actually is making, if not as much, maybe more, or at least on the A-list, B-list celebrity status to where it's like, my man at home ain't none of this. So she probably got, I don't know, smitten by the lifestyle of somebody else who's she look at, he ain't, this ain't cutting out for me. So cheating is always the easiest route. I mean, we could go about, that's always the easiest thing to do. It doesn't require any conversation. It doesn't require any.
It does require some conversation.
Well, I mean, if that's your first option before having a conversation of how I'm feeling, then it's just easy to just say, you know what, I don't feel like talking about me being not attractive. I'll talk about what's really deeply going down inside of me to where I can't express it. So I express it through cheating on you. Then.
But that's going back to being insecure about yourself.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
if you
that's
gotta
definite.
cheat to make yourself feel better, you need to be by yourself. I'm sorry. Like, again, my opinion, I straight up told you, I said, we can work through most things. We can argue, we can agree to disagree, all of that. If you cheat on me, my boy, it's done. There's no conversation. There's no coming back. There's nothing. Don't try me, bro. And I made that very clear from day one.
Okay, so let's play the advocate here.
Oh, Jesus.
So not even therapy will do it.
No.
Not even, so there's no drugging that could happen to where you woke up and like, oh, somebody took advantage of me,
Not
but it's
at all.
technically cheating. Okay,
No.
what
You know exactly what I mean by cheating.
I know they don't know, but I still want to play it to see how
Sexual
far.
assault is different from cheating.
Okay, yeah. So what about for people who are thinking about or were in a position where they have been cheated on and they have the mindset of you or anybody or any friend that would tell them, girl, you better leave them. Okay, so I'm playing the advocate here so that way it's not a dead end street. So what could be a rekindling of a relationship? Because there are ways that couples could rekindle, and I don't want it to just stop here.
So you want me to give options?
I mean, I'm curious. I'm curious.
Stay after being cheated on.
Yeah, so that's why I want to like explore those options. But
Okay.
Before I explore those options, I'm curious about what you consider cheating. Obviously, sex, any type of physical intimacy, like kissing, all that good stuff.
Correct.
What about social media flirting?
Yes.
That's
if you are spending this is my thing. Anything you did to get me, if you are now doing that towards somebody else, you're cheating on me. Because you are now pursuing another engagement. Oh, I'm not going to say engagement. Another relationship with somebody else, trying to gain their attention, trying to give them your attention. And you were doing that to get me. So that's cheating because you're trying to start something. Don't play with me.
That could be one. To go into more detail, I was in a situation where I did that. I was entertaining. I'm a professional entertainer. In the group, I was the entertainer of the party. So
Bruh.
I was the wingman. I was the greatest wingman you could ever have because I could keep the party going until it's time to seal up where who choosing who. All right, cool.
Now, hold up. Just to let y'all know, this was in college when we first started dating. Like
early stage of dating.
were we even like relationship yet?
I
Like
would
boyfriend,
say
girlfriend?
I would say no.
I didn't think so.
No, we wasn't.
Because I think that's what led to this conversation.
Yes.
Okay, continue.
So I was still entertaining because there were still females. Also, there was still a part of me that still wanted to like explore, like what I can and can't get away with, who I can and can't talk to. So entertaining, by definition, will be somebody hits you up. I'm like, hey, what's good? Or it could be a simple like on a picture, and you follow up. Any type of follow up from a like or a comment could be entertaining.
Yep.
Because if you ain't texting this person on a consistent or at least twice a week basis, then you entertaining something. I'll be happy to entertain some type of business that's going on that somebody want my video perspective or whatever. But entertaining in terms of something personal, like, I don't know. I haven't been in the social media entertainment game in a minute. But there's any follow up, I would say, is entertaining.
So this is the social media thing, and I know this for a fact. Like, you know how people, like, they'll go on your Instagram and they'll like 6 pictures in a row, and then like you go back and you like 2 of their pictures, and then they come back and like a couple of more. Like, that is indirect flirting.
As indirect flirting, yes.
Because y'all going back like y'all doing that on purpose, like y'all trying to give each other attention, and the way that it looks, especially if you're in a relationship. So this happened, I think I told you about that. I don't know if I told you about that. This happened a few years into our relationship where I have my social medias on private. I just always have.
And I'm public.
And I got like 500-800 friend requests. Like, I have him go through my friend requests and be like, find your family. Like, if any of these are your family or friends, add them. If they're not, they just sit there. I don't care about social media. I don't post on social media. My last post on Instagram was like our anniversary picture from the dinner.
Golly.
Yeah. So that was 2021 July, by the way. Anyway, so a few years into our relationship, this guy was like liking my pictures, but he was only liking the ones he wasn't in, which was not very many pictures.
Weirdo.
And it was like older pictures because I don't really post on social media. So immediately I was like,
so this dude was deep diving for real.
Yeah, I was like, oh no, this is fishy. This is So I went and I unfriended, unfollowed, whatever it is on Instagram.
Facebook is unfriend.
So
and unfollow.
I left it at that. Then he requested me again, and I was like, okay, now I gotta block it because that's sketchy. And that should be the correct response if you're in a committed relationship. Like, you shouldn't even address it. I don't know if I told you about that. If I didn't tell you about it, sorry. I normally tell him everything
I think you did
immediately. Also, for the people like me who lack some, what do I want to call it? Social awareness.
Social media awareness. Or
not just social media awareness, social awareness.
Oh, you mean like outside? Like,
yes.
The
so
telltale?
I had an ex who we tried to stay friends. This was a long-standing friendship, whatever you want to call it. We can have that story later. So I genuinely was trying to be their friend. I just assumed, like, we were just going to be friends. So I would talk to him every now and then, like just casual conversation. How's your wife? How's your kids? Blah, 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 blah.
God forbid I try to be friends with one of my exes, though.
It was different. Anyway.
It's different.
We can have that conversation.
We can.
Anyway, so I was talking to him about my friend because I don't hide anything from him.
She does not.
And he was like, he is flirting with you. And I was like, what are you talking about? No, he's not. Like, he is married with a kid. I know his wife. Like, no.
Didn't matter.
Definitely not. So I just disregarded it. I was like, no, you're crazy. So one day we was talking, and I remember this distinctly. We were about to move, or you had just moved to Texas. I was venting to him, and I was like, I don't know if I should stay or if I should go because we were at a weird point in our relationship. And he was like, you need to go after him, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, you're my friend. You're supposed to, like, encourage me to be with, the person that I want to be with.
Your friend, though.
So we left that conversation at that. I was going somewhere with one of my former friends, and he sent me a long paragraph about
essay.
how much he was sorry for all the stuff he put me through whenever we were dating, and how he wished he had another chance, and if I would just say the word, he would leave his wife and be with me. And I'm like, you're crazy. I never responded to it. I blocked him immediately. I apologized to Jarrell. I showed him the message. I showed him that he was blocked. Never spoke to him again. I was like, that is the most inappropriate thing you can do when I'm trying to have a genuine friendship with you after the years that we've known each other. And from that moment on, anytime I suspected that I was being flirted with, I ran to my husband.
See my radar. See my radar.
Help me! Help me!
See, my husband's senses are tingling with that one. But
I have no social awareness of flirtation, so don't try to flirt with me because I would be highly confused.
Yeah, that was even an issue of like how to flirt with me. Like, but yeah, I mean, her radar picked up on some things sometimes too. Like, no, she wants you. I'm like, huh? Because there was an ex of mine that I was like, she was in a relationship. Like, she don't want me. You know, she still wants you. Trust me.
And I break it down. This is how I know. This is what she doing. This is what she gonna say next.
So I trust her radar. But at the same, like sometimes radars could be on, sometimes they could be off because I have female friends, but I know the boundaries and I set a boundary. Not that you need to set a boundary, but we have a friendship boundary, like nothing beyond that. And you got to know, like, if it's a true, legit friendship or if it's like, because I mean, people just don't just show up and be friends with you like that. Like, correct. My situation, years of friendship before she came into the picture, so it was easy to pick up a radar. Like, okay, nah, they just really cool. Versus like, there's some underlying things that I don't notice. Like, she could look at my friends, and my friends don't look at me anyway. I don't look at my friends anyway.
Correct.
Like, it is just pure friendship.
His friendships with his female friends are very genuine, and I'm very happy that he has them because I know that they have a good time when they're together, and I know that they respect my relationship with him. And I mean, that's what friendship should be.
Period. I mean, yeah, but her radar was pretty strong. Her radar would be strong on like random people. Like, you got two good radar. You have a good gay radar and a good flirty girlfriend to me, or ex or a female flirting me radar. Like, you could pick up somebody who's gay so easy. I don't know how.
I don't know how either.
I mean, because as a guy, I'm like, oh yeah, he's gay. But for girls, I don't get. She's good at picking up when girls.
I don't know. I don't know. I've had so many people come out to me for some reason. It's like I'm just a comfort person.
Yeah, because you're one, you're not messy. Two, you're not the type to judge. No. And three, is easy.
I'm not a judge.
It's almost easy to talk to a wall, and you just listening wall. Like, okay, and you just keep that information to you. Thanks for the TED Talk.
Yep. And
that's it. But so social media, don't fall, like, especially fellas, we gotta, like, it's cool to get with your partner and figure out, is somebody, like, because you're not gonna pick up on everything. It's cool to let them in on what's going on. I've done that times where I'm like, is this person, she done the same thing, is this person flirting with me? She'll be like, yeah. Now I get permission to say, hey, can I follow up on this on a funny way?
It's so funny. Secretly, I love when he does it because it pisses them off. So, like, they'll, like, try to flirt and be like, oh, they don't have to know whatever. And he is just, like, straight corny pickup lines, like, fake date meetup, stuff like that. And they get so pissed because there's, like, if he were to be like, okay, we could go to a date to Timbuktu and, like, meet under the waterfall or something. Like, he does stuff like that, and they're like, what do you mean? Like, what are you talking about? And it just pisses them off, and it's just like, haha, you tried it.
Like, it's okay, but it's worse whenever you try to be sneaky with it. Like, it always, social media is hard to be sneaky on, really. There's always some type of telltale, especially your phone light up if somebody may be replying to something you may have said to them.
Oh my God. That's another thing.
The turn away.
So with the phone thing, we had one incident whenever we first started dating. I don't want to say the name. It's who I'm thinking of.
Probably, yeah.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So there was this young lady who, I don't want to say obsessed, but was still interested in my husband, my boyfriend at the time. and would text him, and he knew me and the female did not, that wasn't, So instead of telling me straight up that this person was still texting him, it was just like, oh, his phone locked or whatever. So I got my fingerprint in that phone. I was like, look, if this don't work, we don't need passwords. Like, I get you want to keep your password on your phone for, you know, safety in public, whatever, that's fine. But my fingerprint going in that phone. And if I cannot readily access what you have, what are you hiding? And I gave him my password. I didn't care. Like, here you go. You got passwords to social media too. Like, that's fine. And from that moment on, any phone he switched to, like any like laptops, whatever, like we share passwords. Like we have each other's passwords because we didn't have anything to hide. And it took him a while to understand that me asking for his password didn't mean I wanted to go through your phone. It's just a trust thing, and it's something that shows your partner like, hey, I get you might have had, because I had some horrible relationships. I get you might have had somebody that lied to you, cheated on you, whatever, kept secrets. That's fine, but I'm not going to do that to you, and here's my way of showing it. So the following on social media, like, talk to your partners, ask them what they're comfortable with. Like, men, you don't need 50 naked female Instagram pages on your account, right, honey?
You have OnlyFans for that.
Shut up.
Pay for it. Get your money's worth, I guess. But no, you don't. It's just what they call it. The what do we call it? I'm gonna keep it bro code. If I can remember, I'll remember it, but I can't remember it right now. But it's a bro code that you call it whenever you just like, what is it called? Oh well, doesn't matter.
Anyway, yeah, the social media thing, that's dead. If you have exes in your life and you're trying to build a friendship, like, there is a fine line that cannot be crossed, and it's very, very, very hard to be friends with exes. And even if you didn't necessarily do anything with the exes, sometimes there's lingering feelings, regret,
soul
blah,
ties,
blah, blah, that you don't know that they have. So it makes it even harder to have a genuine friendship with somebody. That can easily lead to cheating, because had I fought, like, let's say me and Jarrell was on bad terms at that time. Let's say that we weren't in a good place in our relationship, or I felt like I was doing more than him, or whatever the case may be, and I fell into that trap.
It'll be a perfect distraction.
Exactly. Like, I have somebody readily available saying that they'll do anything to be with me again. If Jarrell wasn't saying all the right things and I would have fell into that would have led me to cheating, even though I just thought it was a genuine friendship. Like, people put themselves in situations where it's like, oh, I don't know why I did that, or that's not really who I am. Get yourself out the situation. And my lovely husband was in situations he shouldn't have been in whenever we were together, trying to be a good friend. And I don't know if you want to tell that story, but...
Oh, when I was still trying to be wingman?
Yeah.
Yeah, being wingman one night, it didn't work out because I was being wingman to where I was wingmanning with somebody I already had history with. And it would have made it re-sparked some feelings that is never safe to, like, even walk or eggshells around. Like, especially if you don't trust yourself, or if you know, like, this was it was fun at the time, it's gonna make you re-explore, it's gonna make you wonder, and curiosity kills the cat. So that was like the gist of it. So I was entertaining, like I was a master at. I could teach a class on it, and it led to I don't remember. I don't think, did we exchange numbers?
No, I interrupted. I called.
You did?
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
I do. Because I was like, what you doing? And he was like, I'm downtown with a friend. Blah, blah, blah. I was like, what y'all doing? Blah, blah, blah. And then you was acting weird. You was acting weird on the phone.
I'm trying to remember. I don't remember that much.
Shit, I remember.
Well, yeah, you remember better than me, because I honestly don't. But yeah, that was the gist of the story. It went back. I think we got in an argument because I was acting weird. Because
yeah, and then you ended up telling me, because whenever you told me who you was with, I was like, nope, what y'all was doing. Yeah. I don't trust that.
Yeah.
And I will get the truth one way or another.
And it's hard. It's like, you could play it off as much as you can, but there's always a tale about your lady, your guy, or more ladies than men, because sometimes we just be clueless. But if you know your partner well enough, you'd be like, why are you responding like that? Like,
but it's also the company you keep. And it took a while for certain people to understand who Jarrell was developing into within this new relationship in his life.
Because, again, I was a master wingman, so you don't want to lose a master wingman. And
it was to a point where I literally told him one time, I was like, you got to pick one. Like, you got to pick your friend or me, because this ain't going to work. And eventually he did keep both of us because he had to work on setting boundaries and making sure that certain people understood certain things about his relationship. And I understood to an extent because we were still in college. Like, it's still,
it's still being social. Still,
yeah, and I'm not a social person. I would rather you ask me to babysit your child and go to a party. I'm not going to lie to you. But for certain people in my life, I will do it. For my best friends, if they call and be like, I want to go out for my birthday. If that is what you want to do, we are going to do it. But you have to come dress me and make sure I'm awake. And I will go with you. If you do those things, I will go with you to the ends of the earth if I love you. But also, if you be like, hey, I want to go this place for my birthday. Can you babysit my child? Yes, I can. Mm-hmm. I sure can. With a smile on my face. We're going to paint. We're going to have fun.
Yeah, so whenever you're in a transition of friends, transition of understanding, cause it's almost like on Love is Blind with old boy and a girl. Like, he always went out with the dudes, and then she was a homebody. She didn't really go out. And he'll come back late. Cause I think he worked at the club. He was a bouncer or whatever.
Yeah, he was a bouncer.
But like knowing like, okay, if you serious about the relationship shit, you gotta definitely set some boundaries. You can't go certain places with certain people. And like now, like we in our later stages of the 20s, like going out is way beyond, like, for me personally. Like, I got a house now. I can entertain as much as I can here. Like, the only reason why it's fun when I go out is because I'm with the company. So what, I just take the company or bring the company here, and she'll be fine. Like, y'all could be up till 5 in the morning.
I don't care. Like, I would rather, and this is my thing. I love his friends. I love him with his friends. Our home, I want to be a safe space for, I want to be a safe space for everybody. So if your friends want to come hang out with you here and y'all play the PlayStation, y'all do whatever until 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, that is fine. Don't wake me up. But that is fine. And luckily with our house, I don't hear nothing. Like, that is great.
Which is still wild.
I love it. I love that he's having fun. I love that they're safe. I love that I know that they're being responsible. I am a worrywart. If they go out, I don't like to go to sleep.
It is annoying.
I know.
It is very annoying. Yeah, I set boundaries with that one. Don't keep checking up on me, because then it's gonna blow my high for the whole night.
But that was fair.
Not to an extent. We had to figure out a boundary, like.
Well, yeah, but that's on communication.
Yeah, it took some conversations for that.
I would call, I would text, when you coming back, who you with, where you going, blah blah blah. I like to know details, and he was not. They don't plan.
All of us, we all go with the flow.
They're just like, we gotta go out. Okay, when we going? This day. Okay, and then he's like, I'm going out with my friends. Okay, what day? Friday. Okay, what time y'all leaving? Like, where y'all plan on going? I don't know.
Like, we don't know. Like,
what you mean you don't know? And it used to piss me off, but I like to know details. Even when we travel, I'm like, okay, what time do we need to get at the airport? What time are we gonna eat? What time, like, where are we going? What is the order of things? That's my thing. And when he would tell me he was going with his friends and he couldn't tell me anything, I was like, that doesn't make sense. And it was an argument at first, but once we figured out that we just needed to talk about why these things happen, so I asked him details because I always think of worst case scenario. Correct?
All the time.
So when I explained to him that I'm like, okay, if you tell me that y'all are going out, are y'all going downtown? Are y'all traveling to Houston? Are y'all like where? Give me an approximity. Like, I don't need to know that you're going from one bar to another. That's not what I'm talking about. Give me an idea and a timeline. So if worst case scenario were to happen, they have shootings, they have robbings, they have fights, they got all kind of stuff. If worst case scenario happens, I could be like, look, the last time I talked to him was at this time. He told me that they were going to go here and probably leave around this time to go eat or something. That's all I wanted. And once he understood that.
I mean, yeah, I understood it. I could tell you what I know from an extent. And then whenever we moving, yo, we going to get something to eat.
And that's all I wanted. And I was happy.
All right, don't wait up. That's going to be another 2 hours over there.
I was happy with that. That's all I wanted. And it was, again, me being fresh into the relationship with him, me knowing that he still is friends with single people. I mean, they single. Like, you're not single. They might try to get him to do something he shouldn't do. No. Just no.
But that was that experience. That was good times. But yeah, birds of a feather. Better be careful. Better be careful with the birds you're flying with, especially if you have a nest at the home that you got to go back to with baby birds or just another lady bird. Then it can be difficult. But if you free bird, yeah, you can flock with all the birds that you want that have the same path.
But the thing about it is also letting you have to let the people around you know what you and your partner discuss, like, about cheating, especially, like, what they consider cheating. Because if one person's mindset about cheating is like, no, I could flirt, I could talk to other people, I could send photos.
It's only going to get worse.
And that is their perspective of, like, just being friendly, and that's not cheating in their eyes, but in somebody else's eyes, that's definitely cheating. That's two different people's mindsets coming together. And if one person doesn't know that other person thinks that is cheating, they'll think it's okay.
Don't even set just the cheating boundary. Set the lead up boundary.
Correct.
Like the lead up like if we could talk about, like, if you're liking this girl's pictures and I don't like it because it could lead to something else, like, cut it out. Like, it's really not that hard to just be coming on agreement with somebody you really love, somebody you really want to be with, saying, like, man, this does not make me feel comfortable because I know what he does to me. I know what it'll do to my relationship if you continue down this path of entertaining, of influencing, or just doing anything to make this person feel like they can creep their way into our life or split up this relationship. Because I'm telling you, that's a pat on the back. That's a badge of honor. Some people know, like, I could break them up.
Yeah.
One of my friends used to pride themselves, like,
say no names.
Like, it's so funny. Like, it's hilarious how this person could be so confident, like, I could break them up or I could make a cheat. I have multiple friends over there. Was like, yeah, no. She never met a nigga like me.
And that is why I was nervous of him going out with his single friends. If that was the mindset. Now, granted, a lot of his friends have grown up a lot, which is why I can genuinely say I have so much love for a majority of his friends. Like, I do have favorites. They know, because I tell them that they're my favorites. But genuinely, they have grown into men that I can be like, yes, hang out with them, spend time with them, let them come to the house. Like, I want genuine happiness for these people because I see how they've changed, and I've seen how Jarrell has influenced them since we've been in a relationship. Like, he was the kind of, well, you weren't the first one in the friend group to be in a serious relationship, but the type of relationship that we had helped to open his friend's eyes, in my opinion, to different things.
And it's nothing wrong, like, from a guy's perspective, if you're the one in the group who says, all right, guys, I'm about to go home. Because that was one of my friends. He was like, all right, man, I got to go. so and so wait for me in hand. We'll like give him hell, talk shit, but at the end of the day, like is keeping the peace, spending the time with your friends, cool. We ain't staying out till 2:00. Maybe it's 12:00 now. But respect them for that. Like, and then it got to a point where like respect. Like you want to make sure everything is all copacetic at the crib. So yeah, man, go ahead do your thing. And it got to the point where it was me. Like, all right, y'all, have my fun. I'm dipping before I too late. And throw in a joke. Like if you really feel like, man, look, if you nervous about like leaving the boys, like y'all not the ones giving me some. All right, this the person. Like if I get back in time, I might catch her before she actually too tired to even want to like see your boy. Because when I walked out, I was looking good. So I'm gonna let her know I'm back. What was what you promised me if I came back at 11:30? Dog, like when you realize, or when females realize they have the upper hand in that, I'll be home. Best believe I'll be home. No problem. So it's not an issue to like really set boundaries with your friends, especially if you present it with like you respect. I want y'all to respect this relationship. I want y'all to understand like it's okay for me to leave early. Like we not doing nothing. We hotboxing right now, or we just talking shit. We could do that at the crib. Like it's fine. So yeah, we got to that point. But the lead up to cheating is just as bad because cheating is a climax, but the rise in action of the lead up, it could be just as messy.
And a lot of people don't understand that whenever you cheat, it's not something that just affects you and the person that you're cheating with. It can affect your whole family, especially if your family is close to your partner. It will affect your partner and their family, whoever you cheated with. If they were in a relationship, it's going to affect their relationship and all the same people that I just said, but on their side. So people don't think about that whenever they cheat. And for people like me, like with this relationship with him, when I initially met him, I was like, I don't want a relationship. We could be friends. Cool, fine, dandy. Like, I don't want nothing serious. Apparently that was a lie. He changed my mind. Anyway.
Yep, told you. Master entertainer. I'm a master entertainer.
So I knew from previous experience, whenever I was not mature enough to say what I wanted, say how I felt, my communication skills weren't there, that I wanted to lay it out on the table firsthand, like, this is what I consider cheating, this is how I want to be treated, this is what I will not tolerate, and if you cheat on me, like, I don't want you to call, I don't want you to text, I don't want you to Instagram, I don't want nothing from you. Don't talk to me no more. End of story. Like, there's nothing that you can say to me after me sharing everything that I've shared with you about my previous experience, about telling you exactly how I felt about it, that will make me change my mind. Now, that's not to say that some people don't feel like that. Some people can come back and be in a successful relationship after they've been cheated on or after they cheated. I'm not trying to shortchange those people by any means necessary, because I applaud those people that can do that, and for the people that actually change. And for me, it's just a no-go based on my history, based on what I expected from him and the expectations that I set from the beginning. Some relationships don't start off like that, with that pure, this is what I want, this is how I'm going to handle it. And I get that, because some people are in relationships from like freaking 7th grade. And of course, in 7th grade, you're not going to really understand what's going on in your head, in your body, your hormones are changing, all of that. That's fine. And if you are in a relationship and you've been cheated on and that person has changed, don't hold it against them. If you chose to stay and y'all chose to work on it together, great. Great for you. Like, so happy that it worked out for you guys. And I don't ever want anybody listening to this to feel like just because I'm saying that how I feel is one way and that's the only way, that's not true. Because the point of this is to talk to y'all about experiences, talk to y'all about our opinions, and communicate with you guys. If you want to leave a comment and you want us to readdress it based on an experience that you had, that is fine. What we want to do is give people the opportunity to voice how they feel, voice what they think about and what they think of the topics, and be able to help others work through it. Because if you met the love of your life and y'all were in a bad place and they had a slip and y'all know that y'all can come back from it, come back from it if that's where y'all are supposed to be. But the point of me saying all of this is so that you don't think that you have to stay with somebody that's cheating just because you've been with them for 20 years. Like, You don't have to. You never have to sell yourself short just because you've been with somebody for long. You never have to settle for less. If you told them from the beginning you're not going to tolerate cheating, don't go back on your word. Because the minute you go back on your word, that's whenever they feel like they can walk all over you. This is to empower both men and women. It's not to say one is better than the other. It's not to say one cheats more than the other. It's to make sure that you can communicate your feelings clearly and stick to your guns.
Well said. Well said. Well, I think that's actually a good stopping point. I don't think I want to add anything. I would like to do a part 2 to this though. But yeah. I think I want to add a part 2, but I'm going to leave it off on that note. So, this has been another episode of Realationshitz. So, close us out.
Well, we just want y'all to remember it's okay to agree to disagree sometimes.
And if you just threw in a word that wasn't supposed to be there.
You want to do that part?
Yes. Close us out.
It's okay to agree to disagree.
But whenever you're feeling like you're dry, just know that even you can be a tree.